Hello guys, welcome back to InventU. Today we will talk about our very own Inventor Hero Board. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So let's start first with our main chip, which is the ATmega 328P. It is the brain of our microcontroller and it does all the commands that we put into our board. Then we'll go to the top part. We'll see the USB jack, the reset button, and the barrel jack. So the USB jack is our main connection from the microcontroller to our computer. With the use of a Type B USB cable, the Arduino board receives a 5 volts power from the USB port of the computer. Next, we have the barrel jack, which can also be used to power our Hero board using an external power supply adapter. It can be powered by a 5 to 20 volts adapter, but 9 volts is the recommended power since using too much power may cause damage to our Hero board or our circuit. Next, we have the reset button, which simply reboots the board and clears all the program loaded into it. Now, we'll talk about the 4 LEDs on the middle part of the board. These LEDs are the on LED, which turns on when the board is powered on, the onboard LED, which can be controlled or manipulated through the Arduino IDE software, and the TX and RX LED, which blinks up when there is a communication happening from the Hero board to another device. TX meaning transmit and RX meaning receive. Next, we'll talk about the pins of our Hero board. From the upper left side of the Hero board, from the topmost pin, we have an unused pin, added for some future pin modification of the board. We have the 5 volts pin, which powers up the component in the circuit. Reset pin, just in case you want to add an external button for reset. It functions the same as the reset button. 3.3 volts and another 5 volts for powering up the components. 2 ground pins or negative pins, which will be the exit point of the electricity in our circuit, and the voltage input as an additional option for powering up the Hero board. Before we continue, I would like to introduce you to analog and digital signals. Basically, analog signals produces values that can be measured, unlike digital signals that only has 2 values, which is on or off, 1 or 0, or high and low. So continuing to the lower left side, we will find our analog in pins. It is where the components that produces analog signals will be connected, such as potentiometers, sensors, and other components. Now, moving on to the right side of the board, we have 13 digital pins, which can all be used as a digital input or output of a component. Included in these digital pins are some special pins that are marked with special characters, like the serial communication pins marked in TX and RX that can be used to communicate with another serial devices such as Bluetooth and Wi-Fi module. PWM enabled pins, or commonly known as analog out, that are marked with scribbly lines can send analog-like signals to components that can be manipulated or controlled, such as LEDs and motors. Above those 13 digital pins is another ground pin and 3 other pins that will skip out since we're not likely to use it in our upcoming projects. I hope you learned a lot of things today, and we'll see you in the next video.